Rhyme and Reasoning Podcast. I'm Big Papa, your host, and it's my pleasure to come back to you for our second season, episode 4. Just a reminder, this is the podcast where me and my guests discuss and debate the cyclical nature through a pop culture lens. To anyone new, I'll explain. How do we do that? 3 generations, X, Millennial, and Z talk about the subject as we compare, hate, or love, and what has changed. As always, I'm representing the great Generation X. Proud to be back to co-host and the man himself behind the RRP Comic Book Club, Victor Jr., representing Generation Z.
What's up?
The Millennials duo is back again with Deanna and Oscar.
What's up, guys?
And then last but not least, the in-betweener himself, representing X and Millennial, the RRP co-host, Gabriel Feliciano.
What up, though?
So I'll come in with the explanation from Google so people don't hate me for it, but I mean, I had to do a quick history search here. Friendly Native Americans taught the struggling colonists how to survive in what the Europeans called the New World. Then everybody got together to celebrate with a feast in 1621. President Lincoln made the fourth Thursday of every November in 1863 a national holiday. Today on Rhyme and Reasoning, we're talking Thanksgiving. Okay, so I wanted to talk Thanksgiving because we got Thanksgiving coming up this week. And of course, we all had different memories of how they used to do it. I can remember as early as probably early memories of like 5-6 years old of my dad cooking a ham. And his secret recipe was always a beer on top of the pineapples. And of course, we always had arroz con gandules, and we had the turkey. Back then, they didn't have the fried turkeys yet. I don't remember them having it. I don't know, Gabe, you remember having fried turkeys back in the days?
No, that was more like in the. I mean, I'm sure some, but I didn't hear about it more till like the 2000s or something like that.
Technology hadn't reached us yet.
All right.
Yeah, the technology of dipping a turkey in fried oil had not reached the new world. But so I mean, I guess we'll go to the first part of it. Whoa, what was that? So we go back to the first part of it is that Thanksgiving supposedly is when the colonists and the Indians got together to celebrate the New World because they were helping each other out, which I never really got because from what I understand, not too long after that, they killed the Indians. So am I wrong?
They killed each other.
Oh, they killed each other. Okay.
Yeah.
So they made it into a holiday where they were helping, Thanksgiving. Apparently there was no turkey back then, but they didn't use turkey. They used whatever they hunted, deers, whatever wild animals they hunted at the time. Apparently it was celebrated in Massachusetts, the first one, even though some people want to fight and say it was in Florida, which makes no sense anyways.
The thing about Thanksgiving is that like they had overhunted in the area, so there was not like a lot of meat, and that's why the natives had like shown them like what their harvest was like and shown them how to cultivate the lands and get everything ready. And then it didn't end well after that.
What was that, Diana?
To be honest, I don't know the history on it. Well, I probably do. I was probably taught in school, but I don't remember it.
No, I remember a lot of it, but what Victor's telling me that part I didn't know. And I mean, what I was aware was that when they came over, they didn't have the experience nor the knowledge of the area to be able to hunt for food, and that's when the Indians would help them out, and that's when they became okay. Well, let's have this big dinner, and then supposedly it was in Massachusetts, but and then it kind of went on from there. And a little bit of history that I didn't know is that the author of Mary Had a Little Lamb is the one that kept lobbying to President Lincoln to make it into a national holiday.
Yeah, because it didn't become a holiday until 1863.
Yeah, and then Lincoln made it into a holiday that the fourth Thursday of every November is a day that now we get together and watch the Detroit Lions play football.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't like them loose ass dates for Thanksgiving. I'd rather have like a set date.
And it doesn't bother me. I guess I never really thought about it. I mean, it's a Thursday. I just know it's like that. But I guess the one that kind of bothers me is the Mother's Day and Father's Day loose dates.
Martin Luther King bothers me.
Well, Martin Luther King bothers you for personal reasons. Those that don't know, Victor was born on the actual birthday of Martin Luther King, and people
It was
celebrated
also
on
the same
days.
day as the parade.
Yeah, the day he was born was actually the same day. That year in 2001 happened to land on the same birthday, that Monday. So his birthday celebrated on the third Monday, right?
Yeah, I think
Or
it's the third.
second. Yeah, and it landed right on that day. So he hates the fact that they don't celebrate it correctly. But Mother's Day and Father's Day, the one I hate. I hate loose dates. But Thanksgiving doesn't bother me on a Thursday. I mean, it's kind of like, I guess it's tradition.
Yeah.
Easter's
Yeah.
also a loose date holiday, isn't it?
Easter. I don't know how they measure Easter because it seems like I remember Easter
With
being
the moon after the
mid-April.
first, I don't know. It has to do with the moon or like the first
shit.
full moon or after a certain time. That's when it like falls.
I just checked
Yeah.
I think.
I don't mind the Thursday, honestly.
No.
because you get Friday off.
Yeah, like I wish
Well,
that Christmas.
Not everybody.
Yeah, right.
Not in logistics. We don't get
Right.
Friday off.
Well, like I wish like Christmas was in a loose state. Like I wish that one was set. Like okay, it's a Thursday too, and then you have Thursday Christmas Eve and Friday Christmas Day, and then you're off the rest of the weekend.
Christmas is the same day every year, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, this year I'm working Thanksgiving, but I get off early enough, so I was like, it's easy money.
Yeah, for sure.
I guess it just depends on when you work. I mean, if you work, like I wouldn't mind working, and like if I had to work from 6 a.m. to like noon or 1, that wouldn't be bad because you have like dinner the whole afternoon.
I'm
Well,
doing
like,
12 to 8, but it's still not bad. I can
Yeah.
get off work and go to my
you get
mom.
that mid shift. I think in my office, what I'm gonna have some people is come in from 8 to 12. Usually, I would go to the office 8 to 12.
On Thanksgiving Day,
Yeah. Well, you got. I mean, my shipments have increased from across the border, and across the border they're working.
Mhm.
So it's we have to work. I mean, and then the products that we ship. Excuse me. Everybody's expecting them on Friday, Saturday, Monday. So, what you guys enjoy in regular life, us logistics, all we can say is you're welcome.
and me all complaining because I was gonna have to work on Friday.
The only one I
No.
won't work is Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, but I'll work New Year's Eve, New Year's Day because it's like it's slow enough, but still, it just
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind.
it helps with the money.
I don't like me for New Year, Christmas Eve, and New Year's Eve. I don't mind working them if I have to. This year I am taking off, but I only work half a day too. Like we'll go in at 9 and we'll literally leave like 3 hours later. So it's cool. And I mean, I get paid for the day completely, so I'll take it.
So all you guys' boss is gonna jump on this podcast and be like, "Why do I pay these people?" So, but back to Thanksgiving. I mean, like I said, I remember for us, it was more of getting together at my mom and dad's house, 1718 Infantry, and my dad would have the ham was like his specialty. The turkey, I was never a big turkey fan. I don't know how everybody feels about turkey. To me, turkey is dry, and I never really enjoyed it. I even remember having one Thanksgiving where I cooked a turkey and nobody ate it, and one of Deanna's friends took the whole turkey with her.
Oh, I remember.
But deep fried turkey, that's a different game right there.
Yeah, it is a game changer.
Yeah,
You did that last year, Dad?
Yeah, I did that last year. Actually, we did 2 turkeys last year, and don't mention this to Liz because she gets offended. But we did 2 turkeys, and I cooked the deep fried turkey outside was our first time, and then she wanted to cook a small turkey inside, and the oven messed up, and it was a nightmare. And then so she put the turkey out there compared to the fried turkey. We had them side by side, and everybody was killing the fried turkey, and she was getting all mad.
That happened to me one time at because Eddie hosted Thanksgiving, and one of my cousin's mother-in-law brought like a regular turkey, and I remember everybody smashing the deep fried turkey I did, and like the turkey my cousin's mother-in-law brought in. I just remember it being like it wasn't dry, but it was like really wet and just like real so-so and not flavorful. Like say, "Oh, I made this brine and set it in for like a day or 2," and I was like,
Well, I mean, turkey being the most important meal for Thanksgiving is it's like you got to have a taste for it, and it's not like the greatest thing. I mean, stuffing is good. You know, it's when it's inside of turkey, everything's real good. But to me, turkey's just so dry. You know,
I think
ham is
also depends how you do it too, because like the one I did for you guys, I mean I was pretty proud of it because I basically that was my first turkey I remember doing, and I was like, well, let me just do it like a pernil, and
I
which
think
is
that's the only
pork
turkey
shoulder.
that I liked, honestly, because I don't eat turkey.
no, it's okay. My turkey's worth that good. It's all right.
You got to use the butter, like just lather it in butter inside
But
and out, and
non-salted
that
butter?
helps.
This will be my first
Just
year making.
regular, yeah, like regular butter, and you know, you can do a little adobo sazon or like mash up some garlic or even buy garlic paste, you know, if you don't want to do all the work for that.
So
Yeah.
I seem to think that for at least from my household, I think ham is a big attraction.
I was gonna say we
Yes.
usually buy our turkey, don't we, Dad?
Well, I think for
We
the
did.
last
Didn't
couple of
we try
years,
at Luby's one year, Dad?
yeah, we did Luby's a couple times, and then I think for well, Juan would make the turkeys. Remember for
Oh yeah.
our last couple of years, Juan would make our turkeys, and he did pretty good.
Try
It's
to
just
make the gravy.
yeah, the gravy I think he struggled on, but the turkey he did good, right? You
Yeah,
remember?
one year me and Juan spent like an hour trying to get the gravy right because
Yeah.
we're trying to make it from scratch and you have to make it like as a roux. So
Yeah.
For the
like you
powder.
need it. Yeah, you need to. He was making it from scratch without the powder, and then
Oh,
he
okay.
had to use the powder because it didn't end up working. But we were using the grease from the turkey, and we had it in a pan and we were reducing it with like chicken stock, and we kept reducing it, but we couldn't really get the texture right, so we had to put the packet in there.
Yeah. I remember, and, you know, Thanksgiving as you talk about overall what it means bringing family together and doing how you want to celebrate it, which we can get into right now. But one Thanksgiving that I would never forget was 2020, and I remember 2020 because I was already dating Liz, but the border was still closed. So you know we still had that COVID, not COVID, COVID era, and so obviously Mexico they don't celebrate Thanksgiving as much. They do on the border a little bit because it's just like the border towns of Mexico celebrate a lot of stuff that we do over here, but it was no big thing. So I wanted to celebrate Thanksgiving here. Um, so between me, Juan, and Vic, we cooked up a feast. And I mean, it was a feast of food. I mean, we had turkey, ham, green bean casserole, mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese. We had Juan's and Vic's nightmare with gravy. I mean, biscuits. We had everything. And it was the three of us. It was three guys, three like bachelors basically, and we had all this food, and we sat around the table and we're like, okay, let's eat.
Not me
And we,
offended. Like, where was I? But never mind.
yeah,
I remember.
and so it was just the three of us, and we
Mhm.
just kind of like had all this food, and we ate our first plate, and we got full, and we went to our Thanksgiving tradition after that, which we have, you know, tradition we always watch Four Brothers.
Yeah.
So we
I
watched
remember
Four.
all my friends started coming over one by one
Yeah,
after that, and they started
we
eating the food.
we needed them to come over.
Yeah,
We basically had sent out the Batman signal, like, come get free food.
yeah.
Cause we had so much food, you know.
Because
It was
I had made dolma too.
yeah, yeah, it was good. But you know, and compare that meal like that meal setup to, like I said, when I was younger, you know, your guys' grandfather. You know what's funny is we have this conversation now, but I guarantee you, before any of us was born, Gabe's father and mother and my mom and dad probably had a couple of Thanksgivings together too because they had a friendship from back in the day. Because it was a certain point that my mom and dad, my dad being from Puerto Rico, Gabe's mom and dad being Puerto Rico, they all in their little neighborhood they all used to get together, and that's how they all know each other.
Well, one of
But
my tias was married to one of your uncles, right?
uncles, yeah,
Tio
yeah,
Carlos.
yep,
And my tia,
and then
But
we remember
do
from
Puerto Ricans like like make a turkey also? Like, do they like what is your Puerto Rican Thanksgiving look like, Gabe? Give me
um, like we do the turkey, but traditionally it's of course arroz con gandules, and then
Mhm.
you do like some type of potato salad,
Yeah.
as well as I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's called guineo escabeches, was like a salad, which is like green plantains with
Mhm.
like mollejas. What is that? Gizzards.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
A little bit of olives and onions and stuff like that, and you make it into like a salad or something like that.
You had me
Um,
to gizzard.
it's
Interesting.
actually not that bad though. Like it tastes really good. Um, and I mean, it's pretty much the same for like Thanksgiving dinner or and Christmas. The only difference is instead of turkey, you do pernil. But and Christmas you do more pasteles. Some people will do pasteles as well for Thanksgiving, um, but for sure it's always like the turkey, the arroz con gandules, potato salad, and the guineo escabeches. Maybe some like habichuelas guisado also, which is
Mhm.
frijoles, for some
I'm
folks.
hoping that my dad will not
From
buy,
Puerto Ricans.
Yeah.
make the arroz con gandules on Thursday.
It's Tiago asked the same thing. Believe it or not, which surprised me. You know how he's picky on food.
Yeah.
He asked yesterday. He asked Liz. He says for Thanksgiving, are we gonna have the rice with the little beans in it that you guys make? And
Arroz.
yeah. He says arroz, and we're like arroz con gandules. He goes, yeah, and like, well, and then Liz goes, yeah. Me and your dad are gonna make it. And I go, well, you're volunteering us to make arroz con gandules. One, it's not my kitchen, and number two is that she might not have the pan. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I just need to buy the stuff, and I think we have the pan.
you
I
have
mean, it's not the same pan that what's the
The
freaking,
cast iron.
yes.
I
It's
don't
not the
have that.
it's not
Well,
the
it's not a cast
iron,
iron.
but
It's a
So what's it called, Gabe? It's
I can't remember the caldero, but it's
calero.
yeah,
But the pan makes a big difference.
yeah.
But I
Did you
can't.
find one?
I think we have a carniceria that's not that far from us that they have them. They even
Yeah.
have little small ones, like not the huge one.
Yeah, and I was gonna tell you to order one off Amazon, but I completely forgot. But yeah, the pan makes a huge
a little
difference.
too late.
Right? Am I right, Gabe? Yeah, no, so they now.
Oh, well, what's the name of it called again?
I'll send you a link.
Okay,
But yeah,
but
it's a pan. The pan makes a difference because of the way the rice comes out. So
Yeah, it's basically like a aluminum, and it doesn't stick. That's why. So and that way you get the pegao, which is
Yeah.
the bottom part where because when you have it on you set it on high really before, and then once everything starts boiling, that's when you like
all right.
reduce it down, but then you get that burnt stuff at the bottom, and it's real crunchy. And
Here's an old school question, and the new generation may not know about, Gabe, since we're talking about rice. Okay, so we're gonna take a poll question here.
An old school question about rice. All right.
Yes, you ready?
Yeah.
Gabe, ketchup or no ketchup?
Oh.
on the
On
rice,
Mhm.
on rice, no, I don't. The only thing I do ketchup is for pasteles. I am team ketchup though. For that,
I
I
can't
don't
do that
put
with pasteles.
I don't put ketchup on rice.
no, not on rice though.
There's a lot
that's
of
like
people.
super Puerto Rican.
I do.
Yeah, it is.
There's a lot of people that do, right?
Yeah, even just white rice, plain white rice. Like I'm team ketchup, but not like that hardcore where it's got to have everything.
I
No,
put
just on the
ketchup.
pasteles.
When we were
I can't-
kids, it was ketchup on rice and then ketchup on your tamales too.
I can't do it either. Sorry. I mean, I'd rather have a little bit of tomato salsa that's not spicy.
All right,
But,
here's the real question then, right? What
Okay.
do you put on your hot dogs? Do you put ketchup on your hot dogs, or do you?
You have to phrase that because we're from Detroit, so you got to make sure.
I'm not asking about Cody's. I'm talking about like if you just got a straight dog, are you putting ketchup on it?
I'm doing ketchup and mustard.
I'm
No,
putting
ketchup
ketchup.
and mustard.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm putting ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise, and relish.
No relish though. I don't relish in relish.
Relish. I forgot about relish.
I think
I can't eat a hot dog without mayonnaise anymore.
even if I'm not having a Coney, I just want onions and mustard.
You know, there's a lot of people like that. I don't understand people that put ketchup on conies though. That's the whole different stuff.
Oh,
That's a whole
ketchup
different-
on conies is sacrilege.
I put ketchup on conies.
I
and Tabasco sauce too, because Dooley's will have red hot and Tabasco. But I like
Tabasco sounds great on a coney, but I've never thought about a coney with ketchup.
No.
It's
just a
'cause when I
line,
used to
just a
make
little
my
line stripe. That's all.
when I used to make my coney sauce, I used to I realized I'm like, damn, there's a lot of goddamn tomato sauce already in this.
Yeah.
Well, and since we're on the subject of questions here, I'm gonna ask a question. And quick answers, please.
Uh-huh.
Well, not quick answers. You can explain why, but I just want you to off the top of your head. So that's what I'm trying to say here. I don't want you to think about it too much. I just want you to answer and then tell us why. All right. So who wants to go? Who wants to go first?
What was the question?
Well, that's why I don't want. I'm going to just we'll go Deanna and Oscar first. That way Deanna likes to cheat and overthink it. That's why.
What?
Ready?
All right.
1, 2, 3. Favorite side dish?
Macaroni and cheese.
Oh, green bean casserole.
Ooh. Gabe?
I'd probably say the guineos cabeches for me.
Vic?
Mine was green bean casserole, but I'll say a stuffing.
And mine is arroz con gandules. And now I'll come back to you guys the why, but to me, arroz con gandules is like growing up in my family is something that we always had to have. Like it's no matter what. It's kind of like you and like, I remember. You guys remember you going to Tia Candace's house?
Yeah.
And she would always have a pot of beans on the stove that Victor used to love.
Mm-hmm.
And well, to me, arroz con gandules was just like that. You know, you always had a pot of arroz con gandules ready to go. You know, and for Thanksgiving, we would go to Ami's house, or when I grew up in your Ami's house. She had the big. She bring out the heavy duty, the industrial size pot and the caldero, and she would cook that whole thing. And Vic, and I'm no lie to you, the pegao that your Ami would come out with was pegao like no other. Like you would want, yes, because that pot made it. I don't know if it was just because it was a huge pot, Gabe, maybe but when it's a huge pot, like the pegao was like perfectly made. It wasn't overburnt, but it was pegao that was like just perfect. And you ate that, and that would always be that's probably one of my favorite Thanksgiving memories is that arroz con gandules with that pegao.
You should explain what the pegao is for the listener.
Well, Gabe, you could probably explain it better.
Well, like I said, the pegao is basically the bottom of the pot because all the heat's hitting down, right there. So it tends to crisp up and get like really crunchy. So you actually, if you ever see anybody at a Puerto Rican, family dinner or whatever, you see them scooting the rice over. They're basically making room so they can scrape the bottom of the pot and get the pegao. Because for some people, it's like,
gold.
Like, don't take too much because I want to take some home too, and you got to make sure.
Because
So and it's like a little crunchy treat that tastes just like the rice, but it has that crunch to it. And it's just
arroz con gandules has a little bit of dryness to it. That's what makes it what it is, right?
Yeah, it's not mushy. I mean, some people's rice, if they put too much water, it comes out mushy. But it's all about don't worry, I do that.
Can I describe the perfect rice life cycle to you guys? Arroz con gandules cycle.
Go for it.
You have it because Dad, you make it a little like watery, not watery like watery, but like mushy.
Yeah,
that's what we call it, mogo jiao.
Yeah. Day one, it's mushy, but day two, after it's been in the fridge and you reheat it, then it gets like dry. The leftovers, arroz con gandules after Thanksgiving, that's when it hits.
Yes,
and you have a good 4-day time window before you're like, okay, I can stop eating this.
I like it when my grandma makes it. She'll put pork chops in it. Oh, that shit's so good.
Or remember, like, I used to have to fight you guys because when I was cutting up the jamon, for the rice, you guys would be picking at it, and I would slap you with the with the spatula. Even Victor too. Like, all three of you guys just.
I think that's the big back in us. That when we're prepping for food, we're picking at it.
Right.
But see, and that's the thing. Arroz con gandules, everybody makes it different. Where like your grandma would make it with more pork chops. Gabe made it with ham. I make it with sausage. So
Mhm.
like everybody,
I like all three.
Mhm.
it depends on how much meat you put in, but I mean, what kind of meat you put in. But before I go to your guys, there's one more quick thing about Los Candules. One time I was trying to be, it's when I first started dating Liz, and I said I took my cadero to Mexico, and I was like, I'm gonna make arroz con candules. I made it, and I was like, I did it. I did a great job. I did my thing, and I started eating it, and then Liz goes, "Why? What's it called?" Yeah, like arroz con candules. She goes, "But why is it called candules?" And I was like, "Because there's the little beans that are in there." And she goes, "What beans?" I forgot to
You
put the
forgot
candules in the rice.
Damn. It
And
was
for those of you
arroz.
wondering, also gandules, they're basically in English called pigeon peas.
Mhm.
So they look like lentils, also. Like that's what I would
Yeah,
describe it close to is
Or
like being.
garbanzos.
yeah.
Well, garbanzos are
The
more like
white.
chickpeas.
I
Mhm.
honestly love arroz con gandules over Mexican rice. I just have not. I
I
made it
think
once
most
with my dad.
Mexicans.
Huh?
I think most Mexicans still prefer arroz con candules over.
Oh, there's one Mexican right here. Right here.
But have you tried arroz con gandules?
I think I tried it
I'm like, did
with
you?
you. No, I don't know.
No,
That's what we're just
you,
talking about. Like the
you,
differences, like in
you've
Mexican,
never,
it's not supposed to
you,
stick to the bottom.
And it's not
you,
dry.
Yeah.
yeah, you never tried it over here because, like I said, you took 6 months before you came and talked to me. So
No. 6 months till your daughter took me to go talk to me.
not to bring up a sore subject or nothing.
Right?
Well, all right, that's enough about arroz con candules. Vic, why do you like the green bean casserole? Is that the
Oh,
one you said?
Oscar.
Or you,
Well, you know what? You can have the green bean casserole back, Vic, because I got another one.
Okay. Green bean casserole. Well, I remember I didn't start really liking it until like my mom had to make it for school, and I had to bring it. So I had to represent and be like, yeah, I love green bean casserole. My mom makes the best. Because my mom never made it like ever really. I think it was just until like I was in elementary school and she had to for like school like potlucks, I guess. But ever since then, I've just been on the side of green bean casserole, always defending it. It's great. I think I personally make one of the best ones I've ever had. I started using different types of green beans. I don't know if you guys remember the previous
Mhm.
Thanksgivings,
yeah,
but
no, there.
I like
Yeah.
it. I like a casserole.
All right, Gabe, yours. The
The
memory
guineos
behind it,
cabbage.
or
Yeah, the guineos cabbage. Reason why I like it because the only time I do get to eat it is Thanksgiving, Christmas, and maybe Easter if my mom feels like making it. But other than that, so that's why it's more enjoyable because it's
And what
something.
is it, Gabe?
It's that salad with the plátanos and the mollejas or the gizzards,
Mm,
in it. But it just tastes so good because it's a good savory, but then a little bit of like blandness from the plátanos. It just, I mean, and it's just a hardcore. Like it just brings back core memories of like always having Thanksgiving.
hell yeah.
You know,
yep.
What was yours,
Yeah.
babe?
Broccoli, cheese, rice.
Nice.
Cheese,
Yeah,
rice casserole.
casserole. Yeah, because that's. I mean, I don't have many memories like about like Thanksgiving, but that's one thing. And my brother always made it. They always used Velveeta cheese. It would come out amazing. I guess that was we would use that for the dryness of the turkey.
Yeah.
Mm.
See, on mine, the dryness of the turkey. If I eat turkey, I want gravy.
Yeah.
That helps it.
But see, I don't like a lot of gravy. Like I don't like my turkey swimming in the gravy.
No,
the
tampoco.
only thing you lost me at broccoli because I'm not a fan of broccoli. I refuse to eat any.
What?
Yeah, I
I love
refuse to
broccoli.
eat
Oh,
anything that looks like a cartoon fart.
oh
So
God. I love
You didn't even
broccoli.
taste it that bad in the broccoli.
No,
like, you
I
taste
think
cheese more than
the
anything.
cheese and the chicken broth kind of overpowers the taste of broccoli.
I think the broccolis are more for like a crunch effect after that.
Yeah. Mine's mac and cheese. But I'm a mac and cheese person. I've always been since I was little. Like I love cheesy stuff.
like the baked mac and cheese.
Oh my
Mac-
God. My mom made one year, and from there it was game over because she had my heart. So I made one. I know my dad's gonna laugh about it. I made macaroni cheese one year for the Thanksgiving there at his house. I think Liz was already able to cross over to Brownsville because there was no more COVID. And I was in charge of macaroni and cheese, and I made a pasta salad. But my mac and cheese was trash. I don't know what I did
just
wrong.
wasn't it. It just wasn't her year.
It wasn't my year. It was my first year, like actually having to do something on my own, cooking like a mac and cheese because I always have my mom. And I didn't, so I tried, and I still took it, and we still ate it, but it wasn't that good.
I don't think mac and cheese was a big thing in the Valley. Like
No?
honestly, like I can honestly be very honest and say that every Thanksgiving since I was a kid, I don't think anybody ever made a mac and cheese.
Well, this year I'm making mac and cheese again, but I think I know what I did wrong the first time, so I'm pretty excited about this time around.
I know what you did wrong. You weren't married to me, baby.
Oh God.
You got pretty tough competition as far as mac cheese goes because your Uncle Boog mac cheese when he came down for the wedding.
Yeah, we had it.
Yeah, it was delicious. Like that's like to me that's like top notch mac and cheese.
It's
So,
so
I mean,
yes.
Yeah. We're gonna take our first break here, come back and talk about some other traditions. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Rhyme and Reasoning. Today we're talking Thanksgiving. In the first part of the show, we talked about different foods. I think arroz con gandules was the most popular one. Also, some green bean casserole, and turkey doesn't seem to be the most popular thing on this group's page for Thanksgiving. Ham is, and we didn't talk much about it, but I think ham is probably the greatest meat you can put on for Thanksgiving because it's good, juicy. You put that extra little recipe in that my dad used to put with a beer, and it was perfect eating. But with some of the other things that happen on Thanksgiving are activities. You know, one activity to me is waking up to watch the parade. Obviously, every city doesn't have a parade. Detroit, we were fortunate to have our own parade. I think they have a big one in New York as well, but I never watched that one.
Philly's the oldest, and then the one in Detroit, and then in New York.
Okay.
But those are the three major ones.
Chicago is a night one, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, we don't talk about Chicago here. But the parade I don't know if you did, and I know my kids never went, but did you ever go to the parade?
Not actually. The closest I did, because one of my cousins, she with her husband now, but at the time he lived on the Fife building, which is right on the corner of Woodward and Adams Street. And his parents lived on the penthouse. So one year for Thanksgiving, the night before, stayed the night, and we got to watch the parade from the rooftop. So that was like really cool. You know,
that
was awesome. But I always enjoyed waking up, making sure I watched the parade.
Yeah, and it was always a big deal in the Detroit parade. And I don't know if you guys remember watching it, Deanna Vic, but it was always a big deal at Santa at the end. You know, Santa
getting the key to the city.
Yeah, he got the key to the city. Probably broke into a couple houses, but he get the key, and then they always had the Detroit marching band, the Detroit teams, the brief guys who walked down the street with the briefcases. It was. I mean, the big balloons. I remember the set coming out with those big old floats, and it was a good time. It was nothing like the Turbo Man parade in Turbo Man, but I mean.
I always remember watching it with my dad. Victor was probably playing with his Spider-Man toys or something, but I know that it was every morning. My mom would be like making a side dish to for my grandma's house, and then me and my dad would be in the living room watching the parade. That I do remember every year.
Vic, do you remember the parade at all?
No,
not
at all.
I was scared they probably didn't have a parade at the rancho, right? I mean,
no, that's what called the moving the couch from one pasture to the other. No, no, man. Like I said, I don't know if it was just because of like Brownsville. When you grew up in Brownsville, it was like your own little world. Like I can honestly say that I never nobody was ever like, hey, let's watch the parade. Like I knew about the parade because of movies, right? Like we know it happens, but for us to sit down and watch it, I think this Thursday when we sit down and watch it, will be my first time ever like sitting down and watching it.
Yeah, and I think it's because we came.
Traditions, like when we talk about like when we're driving or something, like we talk about like what we did as like kids, and he's always like amused with what I say. He's just like, I love that you and your family do things like this because I never did, or I don't have memories.
Like we did the whole thing. Like we would do the Thanksgiving and the ham and the side dishes and everything, and then my mom would say, hey, it's done, and we'd all get the plates, and then everybody just kind of went to their little corner of the house,
I think the fortunate part about Deanna and Vic was that we came from a big city, so when we moved from Detroit to go to Texas, I didn't want them to forget or lose everything that I grew up with. I was fortunate to have a good childhood with my mom and dad, because my dad didn't have a father. So my dad tried very hard to make sure we experienced it. And he works for the city of Detroit. So we always experienced everything that had to do with Detroit. And I always wanted my kids to see that. But when we left Detroit to come to Texas, it was like I didn't want them to forget that. So I always make sure the parade, Detroit Lions is like religious anyway. So then they were going to love that no matter what. Until they got older, we won't mention names, but
not the direct.
But it was different. And then like when Gabe came to live with us, Gabe was with us for about a year. Gabe,
yeah,
2? It feels like it was like more like 2 for some reason. I don't know why. But he was with us for a while there, and they also got to experience that home life from back there. And then Gabe also brought some of the Puerto Rican life that that maybe I didn't have with me because I'm only half. He also brought that to them, so they got to see a lot of different things that Gabe and I were growing up with in Detroit. So we made sure they saw that, which is the second thing was the Detroit Lions game. That's every Thanksgiving. Of course, I think we are the oldest team to play on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, they started that tradition.
Yeah.
The original owners of the Lions
against the Chicago Bears, I believe, was the first one, and
because there's only how many teams that play on Thanksgiving?
Well, only there's 6 now.
6 now, but it used to be just 4, right?
Yeah. But there's only
Cowboys for
only,
sure. The Lions,
yeah.
Those 2 teams always play for sure.
Yeah, there's only 2 teams that play every year, which are the Lions and the Cowgirls. And then you got the and then they added a third game. I don't know what year that was. It feels like more like 10, 15 years ago. They added a third game because they wanted to take the game away from Detroit, and because Detroit wasn't winning very much. So they added a third game because Detroit didn't want to give it up. I don't know how the whole politics work, but they added a third game, which is the night game now. So the Detroit game is always the first game of the day. It usually starts about 10:30, 11 o'clock, right, Gabe?
Noon.
Yeah, this year is at noon, I think.
Okay. It's at noon. I'm used to Texas time, that's why. And then you get the Cowgirls right after, and then you get the night game after that. So for all the other years, the Detroit game was always like, Detroit's probably going to lose, even though they always put up a good fight every Thanksgiving. And then you got the Cowboy game, and then you got the third game. Usually was a good team.
Who's halftiming at the Lions game this year?
Some guy that sung a song called, I don't know, The Bar or something. I don't know. He's a country singer, I think. He's got dreadlocks. I don't know his name, but obviously they have different groups for Thanksgiving to come in on halftime show. Nothing as big as the Super Bowl. I feel like the last couple of years the halftime shows kind of sucked. Anyways, for the Thanksgiving, usually they're not even on the field. They're like in a back room in the back of the stadium somewhere. So the game was always a good thing. You got to wear your Lions gear for the first part of the day, and then usually if they lost, then you went and changed and you got ready for Thanksgiving. But this year, I feel like we should be okay.
But I always just keep I always use that day as an excuse just to wear Lions gear all day. So
by the way, I like your Lion gear today. It looks nice.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I like all those traditions. That's why I tell Deanna, I like the fact, like when we have, I mean, it sucks that Miranda's not with us, but when we have our kid, like I want to watch the parade with them, stuff like that.
But Miranda is gonna start experiencing
More stuff, yeah.
like Christmas with us.
Yeah,
Like this
she's
is gonna
excited.
be our second or third Christmas with us, so she's kind of getting the tradition of that.
But I will tell you that it's harder to get kids to watch the parade nowadays because of the attention span. So
Yeah.
to get them sit in front of the TV and watch the parade for an hour, everything's going by. It's difficult.
Like
Wow.
Miranda's excited already. She's got the whole list of what she's gonna do, and that she's gonna go on the bikes with Vic and Liz and Thiago. And I was like, okay, yeah, she's got everything set up.
Yeah, she wrote everything down in her book. So
Now, one thing I remember doing also the night before, they used to always have a marathon of the original Star Wars trilogy. So I always,
Aw.
the geek in me loved that. Like it was guaranteed you would always see it on TV. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, like I said, ours was the Four Brothers. I don't know how many times we watched that movie.
Yeah,
But,
I'm ready to watch it again this year.
It's a good movie, and I guess because they eat Thanksgiving dinner on there, we made it into a Thanksgiving movie.
I mean, it is. I think it is a Thanksgiving movie.
Kind of like Die Hard's Christmas movie.
Christmas movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
you're just.
So I have a question I like to ask because we're having this conversation this morning.
But he's not so
is-
professional.
Is Mean Girls a Christmas movie?
I think it takes place throughout most like different times of the year, but I primarily remember it for that scene for no
But if
particular
someone
reason
told
at
you-
all.
If you ask somebody and you ask them what's your favorite Christmas movie, and they're like Mean Girls, would you take that as an acceptable answer?
Yes,
No,
we're gonna watch it today.
Wait, you know what doesn't make sense, Anna? The Christmas dance takes place like in the middle of the movie, right?
Yeah.
But the end of the movie is homecoming.
No, it's winter formal.
Oh,
and you know she knows the whole script.
okay.
Yeah, it's winter formal.
Bet.
The only good thing about that movie is when he says you don't even go here. But no, I don't
think
consider that a Christmas movie. But I'm sorry, go ahead. Ask.
I think it's funny. I think it's cool how you and Deanna have that. Y'all like that movie.
I've had to watch it a million times, but
Yeah.
it's a good movie. I never watched the second one because she told me it was not good, so I didn't watch it.
No, I
But
didn't like.
I don't consider that a Christmas movie, but I do think Four Brothers is a good Thanksgiving movie. Star Wars, as Gabe said, it's just good no matter when you watch it. It's one of those movies that you catch on TV, you just sit down and you're like, I'm just gonna sit here and watch a couple minutes, and then next you know you're like, let's put the second one on, let's put the third one on.
Yeah.
But Thanksgiving movie, I can't think of what's another good Thanksgiving movie. I mean, to me, what's a good Thanksgiving movie? I mean, Charlie Brown was a great one for me from back in the day.
I think like I don't really remember a good Thanksgiving movie because I just remember watching like Christmas movies like during that time.
Yeah, because like we would watch like Uncle Buck and stuff like that.
Wow, that was a good one. Vic, are you already looking it up? Because I know how you are.
Yeah, there's a movie that you guys probably haven't seen, The Fantastic Mr. Fox. That's a Thanksgiving movie.
No,
No.
I've seen that one.
It's like it's a claymation movie by what's his name? One second. Wes Anderson. So it's like all quirky and stuff like how he does his movies. But there's not really like Thanksgiving movies to be real.
I think you consider Thanksgiving movies that are just like family.
Yeah, like
Sit around
for
with
instance,
family
on this
watch.
list that I'm looking at, they have The Blind Side on here.
Yeah.
Oh, The Blind Side. That's so true.
But I mean, I think it's like what your dad said. I think anything that makes you all just sit down and watch a movie on that day is considered a Thanksgiving.
right.
I mean, the Christmas episode, if we're still recording, like, I don't know when our last episode is, but I mean, I'm pretty sure we can go on that episode of Christmas movies, like, that are like tradition to watch every year.
Because if we're being honest, I mean, Four Brothers, yeah, they eat Thanksgiving dinner, but it's not the most family-oriented movie to watch. I mean,
No, it's not.
Oh, I would argue that it is the most family oriented movie you could watch.
It's like my
But
brother
it
used
is
to
good.
watch Adam's Family during Thanksgiving just because they have like a Thanksgiving part.
Yeah. Or Spider-Man, the first
Yeah.
one, has a
Yeah.
Thanksgiving part.
Now this ain't a movie, but can't forget the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. I mean,
Oh,
they
that's
have
what I
it
just
already.
said, Gabe. When you walked
Oh,
away, I just said that Charlie
sorry.
Brown on Thanksgiving.
Oh,
That's
my bad.
But
I've never seen
these young
Charlie.
kids don't know that.
Right,
Explain to them, Gabe. These young kids don't know about that.
right.
I
Yeah,
don't. I
definitely.
never watched Charlie. I don't remember watching Charlie Brown, to be
Yeah,
honest.
I never watched Charlie Brown either.
Charlie Brown was the man.
You guys were Peanuts kids?
Mhm.
No.
But
Yeah,
Crazy.
I mean, I know. I mean, it's not something that not proud of, right? But I always remember biggest bar night the night the night before
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. If anybody wanted to bring that up,
Yeah, no, that's for sure. Also, like,
Yeah.
because especially me working late, I always worry about coming home because there's always some drunks out there, and
oh yeah, definitely.
Yep.
But I do like I remember babysitting Vic when you were living over there, Gabe, and you guys would go out,
yeah,
but you guys were still up in the morning ready to cook. My
Yeah.
my favorite what I have to say also I didn't get to, but like I prefer ham over turkey 100%. I love it
we
with
had-
a pineapple and cherry. So good.
We had one Thanksgiving tradition, but it wasn't really Thanksgiving Day. It was we always bought our Christmas tree the day after Thanksgiving. Every year.
Yeah, because you guys get a fresh one.
Yeah, every year we'd buy it.
They last that long? I mean, I don't remember those.
If you
trees
take
are
care of it, yeah.
Yeah,
water
so that's the
fresh.
problem. I tried a real tree I think 1 year, and I don't have the patience, so it died.
I'm allergic to trees.
Yeah,
I know.
Vic,
The
yeah,
first
it's
year-
most of the world.
Last year.
Last year when we moved into our first apartment, I always because I mean all we did was real trees growing up, right? And I was like, hell yeah, Christmas, we're gonna go get a big old fat tree and everything. And Deanna goes, yeah, me and Vic are allergic. I was like, oh hell.
Not that I'm allergic, but my allergies act up. But Vic is. allergic.
Yeah.
That's what allergic means, Deanna.
So
Whoa.
now we have a fake tree and I go buy the pine tree smelly ones from AutoZone.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
That's another thing. I don't like the smell. I don't like the
I
smell of the
don't
real tree.
either.
I love the smell of a Christmas tree.
You don't
We
like
got
peppermint, I do.
I don't like pepper. I like the peppermint candies.
well. So one tradition that I started about 4 or 5 years ago is because at one point I didn't have a Christmas tree anymore, so I went to the Walmart and I bought a small one, a little 4-foot one.
Charlie Brown.
Yep, and that tree was my Christmas tree the year, and that's the first year I started dating Liz. So I would take a picture and send it to her, and she'd laugh at me. And she goes, "Why you got such a small tree?" I was like, "Cause it's just me, Vic, and Juan here. We didn't need like a big tree." And Deanna had her big tree at her house, so we are like, "Okay." So I had the little small tree, and the next year after that, I bought the big tree. Probably the biggest tree we've ever had is the one I got now, and I still take the Charlie Brown tree. I call it Charlie Brown. And I take that tree and I put it in the living room, and in that tree, I put in the TV room. I put the TV, I put it there, and I put all the little ornaments from the kids when they're younger, from pictures of Deanna when she was like 4 or 5 years old, and her little school picture, Victor's little school picture, little ornaments that they all gave over the years. That tree is full of that, and that's sitting in my my TV room, because you know how nowadays tradition for between Thanksgiving and Christmas is the decoration of the tree, which is something we're going to have to bring up on a Christmas episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's changed over the years where it's so stylish now. Like Liz is going for a straight red right now. Like
I know. I'm so
Vic-
excited to see her tree.
Vic, Gabe, if you guys see when you guys see her tree, you guys are gonna. To me, it's gonna remind you of that episode of Star Wars, that movie, when all the red all the red the stormtroopers came out with all red, and you know what I'm talking about. I think it was in Return of the Jedi.
The
And they all
Emperor
had-
Guard.
Yeah, the Emperor Guard. That's what her tree reminds me of.
Oh shit.
It's all red, and she goes. She wants to wrap all the gifts in red too. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I took all the little ornaments and I put them on my little tree, and I called it the Charlie Brown tree because the tree that Charlie Brown carries in the cartoon only.
Yeah, this little small malnourished one.
Yeah. And so I put that one in the other room, and and it's funny because even everybody knows that it's Charlie Brown now. So even my suegra, she says, yeah, Charlie, like, she where's Charlie at? You know. So I broke out Charlie Brown, but I'm having trouble because I can't find Charlie Brown's legs right now.
Oh wow.
Sir,
So-
I'll make sure I send you a picture of me when I was a little kid in school so you can hang it up on the tree this year.
There you go. Send it over. Yeah, I got there's different things. We got on that one I have a jujitsu ornament. I even have Deanna when she was in hairstylist. We had some of Victor's superheroes. He has this one that was like a soldier. No, it was like a soldier. Vic, do you remember which one I'm talking about? It's like a little. It's a cartoon.
You're talking about
And-
the Johnny
Yes.
Quest
Yes, that one.
ornaments? Yeah.
Yep. We got some Scooby Doo. Can't go without Scooby Doo. We got some Ninja Turtles on there. We got a little Harry Potter that looks like Diago. So we got a couple of different ornaments that from when they grew up, and Deanna has some stuff on it. We even got some that remind me of my dad. But we usually try to do that on Thanksgiving or the day after dinner. We try to set it up afterwards, and then or we'll do like a couple of days before Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving. We'll have a night, and then we'll like drink some hot cocoa and play some Christmas music, Mariah Carey, like always.
Yes.
We got to make sure she gets her million every year,
Right.
and then we drink some hot cocoa and put the tree up. But that's kind of like the tradition that was either before, on, or right after, because that way the tree can go up and we can enjoy it. This year, because we're traveling, we're not going to be able to do that here, and also because Liz is having something done in the living room that we're not going to be able to decorate it as quickly. So we're thinking it's going to be done more like in probably the first week of December. We're going to be able to decorate the whole house because she's
So
excited.
excited.
She's excited for the return of the big kids coming home. So she wants the house to be perfect. So she's going all out with her red tree.
We're so excited.
Yeah, but Thanksgiving, I mean, it just right now we're getting ready to go to Ohio to celebrate. Where hopefully Deanna's gonna cook up a feast, and we're not gonna I can just sit there
Deanna
and enjoy.
Oscar. He's a
No.
cook.
Now, one thing I want to add is more. I guess it's not as much as before, but was I remember that Thanksgiving had its own time before. Like now, it's like as soon as Halloween's over, it just revs up for Christmas and stuff like that. I remember not seeing Christmas or holiday commercials on TV until at least on Thanksgiving. I would see like Christmas stuff, and but I remember that just not seeing that, up until Thanksgiving, and that kind of like, ugh.
You know,
I feel like because I love Thanksgiving, so I kind of feel like the same way. I feel like once December hits, Valentine's Day stuff is gonna come out. Like the stores are like ahead of the
Yeah,
holiday. So like me, I don't want to start decorating the house for Christmas until December. And give it that opportunity because I love fall. So I wanted to give the house opportunity to have like that fall feel.
yeah,
And I was like, oh, I didn't realize how late Thanksgiving was this year. And I was like, oh my God, like we're literally only going to have the tree up for like a month. But then I was like, okay, I'll put it up and light it up, but I'm not going to decorate it until after Thanksgiving.
right.
Well, I mean, the holiday season, Walmart kind of puts you in the mood or not, right? So
Yeah.
you go to Walmart, you know what season's coming up. It just sucks because sometimes they go so much ahead of time. So I was in there in the summer, and they already had Halloween stuff. I mean, it's like calm down, bro. Don't rush me, But as soon as they took Halloween down, there was no Thanksgiving stuff. I think there was one section that had the plates, the turkey plates and the big size plates. But it's Christmas out already. Like, get ready.
Yeah.
So I mean,
And another thing, also the whole like, like I mean, yeah, I used to love shopping on Black Friday, but then when it got real bad, where like they were open on Thanksgiving, and you would see people like camping out Thanksgiving Day, like it's during
Yeah.
the day, and they're waiting for that. Like it was getting out of hand, and I'm glad a lot of stores decided to like
keep
Let-
closed until like
Yeah.
early morning, right?
Yeah,
Well,
or at least
I
be
did it.
open until a certain time. Let these families or these workers be with their families also.
I'm not gonna lie. I've always wanted to go when you're just getting a fight over a TV. That might
I'm not
Like
gonna
when-
buy.
I did it one time.
World
I did. I
Star.
did. I did Black. I did Black Friday one time at 4 a.m, and I did it twice. Sorry, I did it twice. Once in Detroit and once in Texas, and I would never do it again. I know some people still do it, and I think people do it more now for the tradition. They don't do it so much for they want the deal. They just want to go out there and say that they did it. Because right now, like for instance, Walmart, I already purchased stuff on Black Friday deals because they
That's
started
already
last
Black
week.
Friday deals.
But now you don't
Yeah.
even have to go into the store anymore. Now
You
if
can
want
pick
to
up
Black
or
Friday,
delivery.
You can do it at home.
Yeah, I had to buy a TV for the office, and I ordered it on there. Got a good deal, and it's already delivered.
You
know,
see,
I
so
mean-
like if you like Black Friday and Cyber Monday, like Cyber Monday, I feel like doesn't even exist anymore because you can buy everything on Black Friday online too. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
and they're basically they're the same deals,
The
but
one that I do like, and I hopefully that tradition continues. And then last year, I seen that it was really big. Still was the Small Business Saturday.
Hmm.
oh yeah,
You know,
that's
I-
for sure.
I hope that one sticks around, just because it gives those the small companies the opportunity to try to sell their stuff.
Yeah.
And last year, I think they were still going pretty big, and there was a lot of people online giving good deals on their little small businesses. So hopefully that one continues. But the Black Friday one, I'm good. That's one tradition I really didn't even think about when I thought about this show today, was Black Friday, because I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah,
You
and the
know?
prices aren't like that because I remember a time like me, Lee, and Eddie. We used to get up at like 3 in the morning just to make it to Birch Run, or some outlets and stuff. And it was worth, because I remember like Lee buying a $80 guest jacket for like $12, or I mean stuff like that when it was. This was.
See,
like,
that's me. I
early-
like Black Friday shopping for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I want to go shopping for clothes, and I know Liz agrees with me. So because she was already talking about shopping.
If we
But the
go
rate,
shopping-
I mean, the prices aren't like the deals aren't like how it used to be. So
No,
it's,
we
like,
went
really-
last year to Great Lakes outlets because
Mhm.
we actually spent our first
Oh my God.
Thanksgiving in the Midwest in Detroit last year. And we were like, oh, let's go to the outlets. And
We
we
were stuck
won.
in-
We were like, we didn't even save money. Like, we really didn't get that much of a good deal. And then the other was the line to get out of that freaking mall.
Oh, I bet.
We were there for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I'm not even lying.
We're
man.
stuck there for an hour and a half. We're hungry. We're all mad. Everybody was quiet. Nobody was talking to anybody.
It was crazy.
Best time to go there though, honestly, is tax time. That's when the real deals at the
Oh, really?
outlet malls. I feel like, they want you spending that tax money there.
That's funny. Yeah, but
Yeah.
other than that, I really don't think I find it. I mean, maybe because I don't have like Miranda's not into electronics like that where I need to find that deal. I mean, we're getting her a phone, but that we don't have to wait in line for that.
Hmm.
But I don't. I can't think of a deal that I have to get on Black Friday. Like I've never had that gift that I had to do.
Like I did tell Deanna, like we need a new TV for our room. And I was like, well, I mean, if there's one that's an awesome deal, then if we get to buy it, then cool, right? But if we don't, like it's not.
Not to go back on sharing subscriptions again, but if you guys go on Walmart and use my Walmart Plus,
Uh huh.
you probably get a good deal. I mean, that's what I do.
I just
Walmart.
I charge it to the account that you have on.
Yeah, like Deanna did to somebody else one time.
Oh my God! Thank God it didn't get delivered because I was able to cancel it. Okay.
No, I took everybody off of that account already too. But anyways, back to the subject of Thanksgiving. So we're getting towards the end of the show here. So I go to the question poll part of the show and ask you guys some stuff. And then we can end the show today on Thanksgiving. And we still got a show coming out in next week that I think we're all looking forward to. But as far as this week of Thanksgiving, everybody's gonna go celebrate with their families. So once again, you guys can answer the questions off the top of your head and you can explain them if you like. But it's just a couple questions I have here. Ready?
Yes.
Yep. All right, who's first this time? Deanna went first last time, so we'll go to Gabe.
Yeah.
Okay, favorite dessert?
Favorite dessert? For me, honestly, my mom makes flan,
Mm.
but lately she's been doing like a coconut flan, and it's just, oh my god, I don't know. It's just the texture of it is just so freaking good. Like it's like really creamy and rich, and just the way my mom does it, it's just, ugh, it's the best.
So now, are you talking about flan, just the flan, or like with
Hmm.
the cake?
No, no, not the cake, just regular flan.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Ooh.
like simple, plain, like
Yeah.
I said, sometimes she'll add coconut in it, other times she does it normal, pero
Uh,
ay, it's just tan rico.
Oscar, you got to remember, our parents are from the islands, so
Yeah.
La
there
isla.
was no cake. There was no cake. It was just flan. All right, Vic, favorite dessert?
Pecan pie. Easy.
You and Liz like that. I don't know why.
It's really good.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm not a pecan fan. Deanna?
Apple pie. Apple pie is my favorite. But I have two. I have apple pie and Liz, her friend, actually it's my second favorite. Well, actually my first favorite, but I can't hit it over here. So apple pie is my favorite first. But it's a pumpkin, right? A pumpkin cheesecake?
No, apple cheesecake.
Apple cheesecake.
Oh yeah.
Her friend I met makes it and it is to die for. And I wish I could have it over here.
I don't know who would kill that in the house here when it was just me, Vic, and Juan. But there was days I would come home and be like, oh, I can't wait to try the apple cheesecake, cheese pie, and I go in
I don't
there.
know why I would want to
and
say
it
it was
was-
Victor.
and it was a little, no, when I knew it was Juan more.
Yeah, it was probably the both of us.
But, yeah, she does good. I am looking forward to that. It's really good.
I'm sure she'll make
Oscar,
it for Christmas, right?
she's gonna make it. She's actually mad because we're not doing Thanksgiving this year. She
Aw.
how do they say it? Reclamó. She threw it in my face the other day, like, you guys are leaving for Thanksgiving, you don't even tell nobody. Now I look forward to Thanksgiving, and like, oh god. Oscar?
Cheesecake. I am 100% a cheesecake fan.
Yeah, I had to agree with you there. But I will say that coming in a close second to me is a pumpkin pie. A
Mm.
good pumpkin pie though, not one like, I mean, it has to be
Generic
really,
or
yeah, no, it has to be a really good one, and with the Cool Whip on top of it.
Yes.
I like pumpkin cheesecake.
my sister does a pumpkin roll. That's pretty good, but I just I mean, I'll eat pumpkin anything, but it just
All right. All right. Now we'll go ahead, Vic, first. Favorite Thanksgiving tradition other than food.
Watching Four Brothers. Easy.
Okay. Gabe.
probably because of more recent years, even during the bad times, just the Lions.
Mm-hmm. Deanna.
I have two. Watching football and watching football and watching the parade.
That's such a millennial thing,
To have two all the time.
right?
Go, babe.
Well, I'm gonna start
That's
this
obvious.
year with the parade.
The parade. Oh, that's cool. Actually, probably a mixture of all of it. Honest to me, the football game is important to me. The parade is just a tradition, and Four Brothers because we made it our tradition. And I think the tree is important. So I think it's a little bit of everything. All right, and next one is you guys kind of answered this already, but I had it written down anyways. Puerto Rican or Mexican or white rice.
Arroz
Gabe?
con gandules.
Oh,
Deanna?
arroz con gandules, hands down.
And Victor
Yeah, arroz de gandules.
and Oscar doesn't know yet, right?
Nope. I'm gonna
Okay.
find out next week.
All right. Next one is mashed potatoes or macaroni and cheese.
Oh,
Anybody?
Mashed potatoes for me.
Mac and cheese.
I'm a mac and cheese person.
I like both.
No.
That's
Lies,
hard.
not surprise.
That's really hard to pick.
Yeah, and you know what? Mashed potatoes are good when they're. People don't like this, but I do when they're lumpy.
I do.
I'll
I
eat
like
them, but
mashed-
I like them whipped more. Like,
Like
I like
creamy.
them.
yeah, like
No, I like it. I like them lumpy too. Like the creamy is good too. Don't get me wrong, but I like a thick mashed potato.
All right, and now for beverages. Favorite drink: soda, water, wine, beer for dinner.
Hmm.
Um, probably pop for me. Like me and eating like or consuming alcohol while I'm eating, I haven't been too much of a fan of lately. And actually, alcohol period, I kind of cut back a lot. Like I don't really drink like I used to. So, um, especially if it's like what is it? Canada Dry has like some cranberry type,
Ooh.
or any type of cranberry like drink. Because I think Seven Up has one as well, and like
Mhm.
they always come out around this time of the year, so it just has that like tart, crisp taste to it, and it just
Mhm.
washes down well with the
Mhm.
food.
All right.
Mine is since Liz has been coming to since she's been with us is wine.
Mhm. Yeah, we got a good wine or drink. Beer. That's a beer. Victor.
Can't go wrong with some Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, all three of you guys are bad with that.
Yeah.
Just two more, but
What's yours?
I'm like Gabe. I can't drink while I eat. So it's either water or a nice Diet Coke. But before it would be wine, or after it would be wine. Right now, I'm not too much into drinking beer. I'm more into the wine. I found this wine that I really really love, and it's so bad that when they finally got it in stock at the store, they called me and said, "Come pick up your wine."
Oh my god.
So I'm more of a wine guy right now.
First name basis. Hey man, come on in.
Come on in. No, actually Juan showed me this wine last year, and I fell in love with it. And they had it on sale last week, and I went to go buy it, and it was sold out.
What's
So
it
they
called?
sell Brutal.
Bless you.
It's really good.
Did you say puta cow?
No,
That's what-
Not the puta.
Brutal Cow.
oh,
Well, anyways, next one. You got three choices: white gravy, brown gravy, or cranberry.
Oh man.
You can't say three, Gabe.
I don't like
Pick one.
cranberry
Pick one.
sauce, so but I mean, if I'm eating turkey, yeah, I like the white gravy. You know,
So it's
Yeah.
actually me and Deanna were actually talking about that too. I've never had cranberry in any Thanksgiving meal, so this year I think we're gonna buy some and I'm gonna try it. But I think
I don't remember if it's a big thing for us.
No, it's not.
But
But
you
I've
said
had it.
brown?
Good.
yeah, brown.
Brown? Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good. You're good.
Victor?
I had said brown.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think cranberry is a big thing for us, but I think I'm-
When I ran the kennel, I used to make a spiced cranberry sauce.
Yeah,
on
it was
top of
so
the
good.
stuffing dogs
yeah.
or
Yeah,
the
that was
Thanksgiving
good.
dogs that I made.
I think I'm more of a white gravy myself, though. I mean, this maybe Victor, you need to try that again and see if it's any good. Buy the stuff while we're over there.
Oh yeah, it was pretty
Yeah.
easy to make.
I mean, I don't mind cranberry like to drink or nothing, but as far as like cranberries, like actual cranberries on the food,
Well, it's like cranberry sauce. That
yeah, that's what I don't, especially like the canned one. I just
All right, and the last question would be, and you can say a quick thing, but best memory.
You ignored me. You didn't even
Mm.
ask me what my
You
favorite.
said with Oscar, you said brown.
No, I didn't.
Oh my god! This is when the podcast shows its true colors and their true generation starts coming out. So the millennial that thought she was ignored makes a big deal about it. So go ahead.
Well, it's because I
She likes all three.
She don't even like cranberry. She never even tasted cranberry.
yes, I have.
Oh,
I like cranberry on the side, but I like the brown gravy on top of the turkey.
oh god.
And the
Well,
white gravy on the side of the brown turkey.
The white gravy on the mashed potatoes.
Oh my god. Okay, go ahead. Next one.
All right. Yeah. The last question before we end the show today. Your favorite memory?
Hmm.
favorite what?
Memory.
Mm.
I guess for me, it's not even Thanksgiving. It's going to buying the Christmas tree because I always got to pick it.
Gabe,
Man, there's just so
before we
many.
ignore Deanna again.
Right? I mean, there's just so many, man. But probably one I would say because it was the first Thanksgiving away was that with you guys and you know throwing down and just I remember like we end up because I didn't want to do it because I was like you're the head of the household, but we end up both cutting the turkey because I
Yeah.
cooked the turkey too, and I mean that was just real awesome time, and I remember getting all choked up too. So that was a
Aw.
that was a good one.
The head of the household, they couldn't cook.
Know.
All right, Deanna.
Mm, mine's just I feel like there's a lot too, and I think any Thanksgiving that I get to spend with my family is my favorite.
Victor.
That one Thanksgiving that we were talking about earlier with me, where it was just me, you, and Juan.
Yeah.
Because
Just a
I
good
remember I had me and my sister had done Thanksgiving with my grandparents at Cracker Barrel because we were doing that like every year while we were down there while I was living down there, right, Anna?
Yeah.
We used to go to Cracker Barrel, get like a Thanksgiving plate, and then like just talk and have fun. And then I would have Thanksgiving. I had Thanksgiving with you, Dad, with Juan, and we just cooked all day. And people came over. We were all just watching movies. We went to go have our Thanksgiving walks. You know.
Yep. Those are all good memories. I think mine would have to be the football games. The Lions games always, whether they lost or won, which they should win this year. It was just a great memory to always watch the Lions. It's always been a great memory, and I'll probably never forget that. And it will always be a great Thanksgiving tradition for me. Well, guys, that brings us to the end of the show today. I'm sorry, somebody would say something?
No, I said hell yeah.
Oh, okay. That brings us to the end of the show today. This Thanksgiving episode. I appreciate you guys' time. As always, at the end of the show, give everybody an opportunity that do want to reach out or get your socials out there. Gabe, where can they reach you at?
On Facebook, Gabriel Feliciano, or on Instagram, Gabe's Picks 22.
All right, and Deanna.
My Instagram XOXO Deanna K, TikTok D Christina 0.
All right, and Oscar, same as always.
Yep, you can go through my manager, Deanna, if you want to find me.
Whatever.
All right, and Victor.
You can find me on Instagram at Victorino_MP4, and then on Twitch .tv /Vic at night, which I am starting to stream on. We started that on Wednesday this week. Some things I still have to like kink out, but besides that, we're in full swing.
Can they find those videos on YouTube as well?
No, not yet. You just got to catch them live. I'm not posting them after so like the way Twitch works, I go live and then it will automatically post the whole stream afterwards. But I've been unpublishing them because there's still some tech issues that I need to work out. But
right.
If you happen to be awake at 2 a.m., you want to just watch something, you can watch me.
All right, and you can find me on Instagram under Mendez Vic, or follow me at Rhyme and Reason _podcast on Instagram. And don't forget to check out our RRP Comic Book Club. If you're interested in comic books or are thinking about getting into them, this is the podcast you want to listen to. It drops every 15th. We just dropped part 2, A Lonely Place to Die, just came out this week. Go check it out. It's probably I thought it was probably one of our best podcasts because I think we all loved that. That second part.
It was definitely
really
a good read.
Yep. And then the next book we're reading is The Young Avengers by Alan Heinberg. So anyone wants to get on that, you can. Probably do that episode sometime in the middle of December.
Yes, sir. And of course, we're going to be putting our episodes out every Wednesday until after Christmas. Until then, I'll leave you with Big Papa's words. Big Papa words are simple this week. Enjoy life. We only get one crack at it. You yourself control your destination. Make it simple. Worry about you and let others worry about themselves. We are human, not superheroes. My way is not the best way, but it has been the answer to the life I enjoy. Simple and fulfilling. In those final moments, do you want to remember the life you hated or the life you fulfilled with happiness? I choose the path to the left, with the sun shining and the beautiful skies during the day and a memorizing moon at night, or otherwise known as Big Papa's Happiness Boulevard. Happy Thanksgiving. This is Rhyme and Reasoning. We'll see you next week.
Happy Thanksgiving.